In this video, we'll be looking at how you can create custom widget-based page layouts that can be used on your website to display categories of content or to display static content on your site. To get started creating a new custom page layout, when you're in the back end of your website, you'll want to go to your Design Options page. You can access that page by hovering over Snow Dashboard in the top left corner, clicking on Design Options. Once you're on your Design Options page, you want to click into this tab here that says Custom Page Layouts. When you come to this screen initially, you will see one of two things. If you've never created a custom widget-based page layout before, you're just going to see a blank starting point like I'm seeing right here. If, on the other hand, maybe you had created widget-based category pages in the past, those would show up here with an obvious button asking you to convert those to use our new Flex Pro software. The appearance of those shouldn't change once they're converted. It'll just make sure that they are the most up-to-date version that they should be. So to create a new custom widget page layout, I'm going to get started by just clicking this button in the middle. And it's going to ask you to give your new page layout a name. So maybe I'm going to make a widget-based page layout for my news category. Once you give it a name, the site is going to set up that page and refresh the page. Now we can see that that news layout has been formally created, and I have a couple of messages to pay attention to here. The first one says the news layout is used on the news page, and if I click on that link, it's going to take me there. This message that we're seeing right now is not going to be visible to anyone who's not logged into your website, but if you are logged in, you're going to see this message saying the page has a registered widget layout, but you haven't added any widget areas to it yet. So it's going to ask you to do that. This message will show up until you start adding widget areas and widgets. A couple other alerts here. Right now, initially, we are being told that we've created this new page, but it's not in any of the menus on the website, so we'll return to this in just a few minutes. And then we've got this final message at the bottom saying the news layout is empty, we need to add widget areas. The nice thing is that by clicking on any of these messages, it's going to take you directly to where you need to go to complete that next step. So if I click on this button at the bottom, it takes me right into the site designer. And in the middle of this page here is where I can start creating those new widget areas on my news page. Initially, it's going to ask you to import a starter page-based layout here, so go ahead and click that. And then it'll just take a second to import and refresh. So what just happened is that this starter template was pulled in for me. So if you like, you can just go ahead and work off of these pre-existing widget areas. Otherwise, you do have a lot of flexibility here when it comes to widget area design on your site, which we have additional help site articles about. But maybe, for example, I want my news page to be split into two parallel columns of equal widths. So in that case, I'm going to delete all of these pre-existing areas. And now I'm going to add some new ones here. And I'm going to make sure to save. So now we've created our news page and we've created the widget areas within it. So at this point, now I need to add widgets into these widget areas. To do that, you can go to your widget control panel, which you can access by hovering over Snow Dashboard, widget control panel. And as soon as this page loads, you should see those new widget areas stored somewhere on the right-hand side. So here's my new news left half widget area, and news right half. So now I'm just going to add some widgets into these quickly. You do want to make sure if you're creating a category-based page that the widgets that you add are set to that specific category. So for example, here I would want to make sure that all of the widgets I add are set to display content from my news category. All right. So now if we go back to my design options page and refresh the page, you should see those new widgets displaying and previewing within those widget areas. So here I can see here's that carousel widget I just added, and here's the grid widget I just added. So the last step, if we return to that custom page layouts tab, you'll see we've still got that message at the top bringing us to the page. We can still edit the layout, but we've still got this red alert in the middle reminding us that we still need to add this page to a menu on our site to make it accessible to anyone who's visiting. So again, we have another nice click-through link right here. So if I click on Go to Menu Editor, now I can add that new page to my menu. So here, if we look in this Pages section on the left, here's my new news page. So I'm going to select that and add it. And I'm going to swap this out for the current news category tab that's in my menu. So I'm just going to drag it up, and then I'm going to get rid of this one and save. Finally, let's go look at this new page live on my website. So if I go to my home page, here's that news category. On the left, I have that gallery, and on the right half, I have this grid. If at any point you need to make any edits to the actual page itself, not the widgets that are displaying on the page or the widget areas, but the actual page, you can do so by navigating to the page and then clicking Edit Page in the top black navigation menu here. And you can add a couple more elements here. So for example, if you wanted to add a custom header graphic, you could do so by adding a featured image and then turning on this option here to use the featured image of this page as a replacement to your traditional header graphic. Another option you'll see here is that one of the new features of Flex Pro allows you to display teasers for your menu. So for example, if I hover over these other categories, you'll see I get these teasers. Right now, if I hover over news, I'm not going to get that because this is just a page. So if you want to have those teasers display for pages within your navigation menu, you can also come right here and select a category of teasers to then tie to that tab. Let's just go look at that one more time, and now we should see those teasers in action. There we go. So that's how you can create custom widget-based pages on your website. Again, it's basically a 4-step process. You're going to start on the design options page by creating that new custom page layout. Then you're going to create the widget areas to place widgets into on that page. Step 3 is going to your widget control panel and adding widgets to those widget areas. And step 4 is making sure that that page has been inserted into one of the navigation menus on your website so that it's accessible to people who are visiting. So I hope that helps you get started with widget-based page layouts. And as always, feel free to contact Snow Support if you have any questions as you're constructing those.